on Prime Crime.
Because first I'm thinking like, she ain't really missing. Once it really set in that can't nobody find her, that's when it hit me.
A 10-year-old girl vanishes without a trace.
There are just an outpour of people that are instantly troubled by her absence. It was something that we had never seen.
Can mounting circumstantial evidence crack the case?
You saw your sister?
I'm tired of people asking me.
You were the key to finding your sister. You want to bring her home?
Yep, hashtag bring Bree home.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Jesse Weber, and welcome to Prime Crime. This is where we break down the most compelling and memorable true crime cases from across the country. It is a parent's worst nightmare. A child disappears, sending their world completely upside down. And on July 10th, 2020, in Davenport, Iowa, that is exactly what happened. A 10-year-old girl suddenly goes missing in the middle of the night.
911, what's the emergency? My daughter was staying the night with my son's dad and my son, and I had went into work, and he had just called me and told me that he don't know how long she's been gone.
Frantic mom Aisha Langford calls 911 to report her daughter, Breasia Terrell, has disappeared. She had been spending the night with her half-brother, 8-year-old DL, and his father, 51-year-old Henry Dinkins, at the apartment of Dinkins' girlfriend, Andrea Culberson.
He doesn't know how long she's been gone, nor what she has on, or where she's even going. I haven't even got a call from her or anyone else.
Aisha arrives. She still has her name tag on her work uniform. So she, was coming from her job to come up and deal with this really troubling phone call that she received from Henry Dinkins saying Breasia's gone.
When investigators are first called to the scene, they view this as a missing child. They've got Henry Dinkins and Aisha saying, we don't know where she is. And through body-worn camera, we see these two people outside kind of yelling at each other, and the officer there trying to keep the peace but also gather information.
Your mom?
Yeah.
And Henry lives here?
Yeah, I guess so. This is where he told me to come.
Okay. What's up, Henry? So this is your girlfriend's address here?
This is good friend. This is crazy, man. This is like, you know what I'm saying? I know she going hysterical, big brother.
I think the most troubling component to this was the unknown. We quickly learned that she was a small child. She was somewhat hearing impaired and vision impaired.
This was one of the first times that Breasia stayed in this location. Where could she have gone if she doesn't know the area?
Who have you called? What doors have you knocked on?
I don't know these people out here. At first, I was riding around looking. And then me and my son start riding around looking.
Have we called family?
I've called everybody.
We've been everywhere. We've been everywhere.
Aisha's emotional response, I think, is very typical. My child was under your supervision, and she's come up missing.
First of all, she would have never woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and she would have never...
What you mean, 8 o'clock in the morning?
I'm just saying.
That ain't what I said. I never said.
Guys, this isn't the time to fight.
Exactly. I don't give a about you walking. You lost her, though.
How did I lose?
Because you was watching her, Henry. What the do you mean?
But, hey.
I'm gone, sir. Come on, D.
Listen to me.
I'm gone.
Her anger at him for how he's handling this situation, I think, was very, very warranted. As a mother, you're feeling very frantic. Your child's missing.
For Henry, his attitude is kind of like, why are you mad at me? I'm trying my best.
You guys got to come together right now. This isn't a time to fight about it, okay? How am I supposed to, what do you want me to do? I got no picture, I got no, what do you want me to do?
What am I supposed to do?
Right. I get it. Henry, I get it.
All I can do is look.
I get it, Henry. I understand why she's upset. But when I'm trying to help, she can't run away from me.
You can't upset and deal with the issue.
Yes.
You got to keep a level head.
Mr. Dinkins sets forth the notion that she wandered off. So then law enforcement familiarize themselves with the child. Is this the type of child who is prone to do this? Is this a child who has a tendency to run off?
You guys never heard her come down, walk out? There's no forced entry or anything like that?
No forced entry, no.
Was there any fights or arguments or anything last night? Where was she sleeping at?
My bed.
So she was sleeping in the bed with her brother? Mm-hmm. And you guys slept out here?
Yeah.
Miss Langford talked about relative to Briasia. That is not my child. My child doesn't wander off in the middle of the night. She's scared of the dark and she won't go out in the dark.
Do you know if the door was locked or anything?
The door is always locked.
It may have been locked last night and she unlocked it, but was the door locked when you...
Now, that part I cannot answer.
Okay.
But then let's say the child came out and maybe there was a third party who might have taken that child. It's a very methodical process where they're ruling out one possibility after another. And every time they took steps to explore a possibility, nothing developed, nothing developed, nothing developed.
Ma'am, you haven't seen a little like 10-year-old black girl with long dreads walking around anywhere, have you?
Well, my God, I'll pray that she gets found and I'll be on the lookout.
Yeah, she will. We'll find her.
They were doing a massive canvass in that whole area around that apartment complex. Ideally, you will find somebody who witnessed or observed something and nobody saw anything.
There are just an outpour of people that are instantly troubled by her absence. She was a very inspirational person within her groups of people, and we saw that around this community, from balloon launches to people assembling thousands of flyers. It was something that we had never seen.
With Briasia nowhere to be found, investigators need to sit down with the last known person who saw her, Henry Dinkins. But now, he's fallen off the map.
They have their contact with Officer Burkle, then he just leaves and he's just missing. So law enforcement is inquiring where he's at. Miss Langford keeps calling him. Miss Culberson is calling him.
After several stressful hours, police finally catch up with Dinkins, and he shows up at the station for questioning.
Thinking you so long answer my phone call and text messages. Well, I didn't see your phone call. I just answered it just now, did I?
Do you have any info for us?
What type of info? Like what? Like what?
As a prosecutor, my opinion is that the only reason he presented was because he knew that if he didn't go down there, it would be extremely suspicious.
I was gonna come down, man.
It just makes it easier if we just can make contact with you right away.
But I was right there with the officer when he called.
Yeah, but then you left.
Because she left, and it made me mad because she was, basically blaming it all on me.
Up next, the clock is ticking, and detectives need to get to the bottom of Briasia Terrell's disappearance.
It's kind of odd because I never known Bree to ever leave, ever. You know what I'm saying? Never, ever leave. It was just odd.
Hey everybody, we're going to get back to the Dinkins Prime Crime in just a minute, but before we do, I have to highlight one of our incredible partners who, with their support, makes this show happen. Truthfinder.com. I always like talking about them. Why? Because with our content, I really can't think of a better service that can provide actual safety for you guys. I say that because Truthfinder is one of the largest public record search services in the entire world. Their whole goal is to help people like you learn the facts about the people in their lives. Here's how it works. You go on their website, truthfinder.com, and you type in a name. Jesse Weber. Make it easy. Type in my name, and within minutes, you get access to reports that include information like phone numbers, addresses, associates, criminal convictions. I don't have any of those, by the way. But you know what's really, really useful? If you type in an address, it tells you registered sex offenders that may live in that area too. And that's the point. Unless you use Truthfinder, you may never know the reality about the people around you. And I tell you this, once you get started, it's kind of addicting. I'm not going to lie. I started searching like everybody I knew, even neighbors. And it's never a bad idea to check out the people in your life. And you can easily do that with Truthfinder. And right now, you can get 50% off of confidential background reports. Just go to truthfinder.com/LCPrimeCrime.
Anyone you can think of that would try to take Briasia?
Why? For what reason?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
July 10th, 2020, Davenport, Iowa. Investigators are desperately searching for 10-year-old Breasia Terrell. Breasia and her half-brother DL had been staying with the boy's father, Henry Dinkins, at his girlfriend Andrea Culberson's apartment when Breasia vanished. Breasia's mother, Aisha Langford, is in hysterics over her daughter's disappearance.
I don't give a about you walking. You lost her though.
How did I lose?
Because you was watching her, Henry. What the do you mean?
Detectives are questioning the last person believed to see Breasia, Henry Dinkins.
This is crazy, man.
Okay. So let's start out with yesterday.
Yesterday, Lil Dink wanted to come with me.
Okay, Lil Dink is
my son.
Your son.
I raised Breasia.
So Breasia are kind of what you consider your
My
kids.
kids,
Is
yeah.
that
They
fair
my
to say?
kids. They my kids.
Okay.
He's not, what anyone would probably want to recognize as a very active father, a provider. But Henry Dinkins was somebody that has been in their life since Breasia was a little child.
Henry Dinkins is somewhat transient. He doesn't really have a home in which he stays in permanently. He spends some time at his girlfriend's apartment, and he also has a trailer close by in Davenport. But we also know he has a criminal history, convicted of sexual assault of a 5-year-old from when he was 17 years old.
When did you pick them up?
I'm trying to stay cool right now. Me and Aisha, I had seen them, and they said they wanted to come and spend time with me. I picked them up at Aisha's mom's house.
And what car were you in when you picked them up?
I don't know. I think it was the Impala. I don't know. We went to the house. They started playing the games at the house, and then they took their showers, and then they got into bed. Me and Andrea laid down. I got up. I left. When I came back, I did a little look around. I didn't see Bree. I went and looked for Bree. So I only seen Lil Dink in the bed.
He said he then jumped in the car, kind of expanded his search around the neighborhood. He comes back to the apartment and goes back out searching.
When I came back, Andrea was up. She like, what's wrong?
And then what'd you tell her?
I didn't tell her nothing. I was just like, man, right now I'm frustrated, I'm looking. I should have said something to her, but I assumed that she knew. I'm like, man, something ain't right, you know what I'm saying? I was freaking out a little bit.
If he's saying that he woke up and the child's gone, what is any normal human being going to do? They're going to call that child's mother right away. What else are they going to do? They're going to call law enforcement right away. So when he's not reaching out, that right there raises a big red flag.
When I came back, I grabbed Dink. I texted his mom, like, Bree's missing. She's like, stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with me, Henry. So I'm like, man, no, I'm not playing, I'm for real. She was like, you're responsible, and it made me feel so bad because I am responsible, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was like lost. I didn't know what to say to her. I was lost for words. I couldn't even talk to her really. And she was yelling and screaming. First I'm thinking like, she ain't really missing. Once it really set in that can't nobody find her, that's when it hit me. She's missing.
You now know that everybody knows that you're the last person with her, and she's nowhere to be found.
Did you have your phone then when you were looking for her, or no?
No. The phone wasn't even a concern.
Sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Finding her was the concern.
For sure.
Investigators seem to be underwhelmed by Dinkins' story, but his strange reaction to this next question only casts more doubt.
Would you be fine if we downloaded the phone to have the call logs and the text?
For what reason?
To corroborate everything here.
I can just show you my phone.
I gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? You want to see, I can just show you my phone. I mean, I can just open up my phone and let you go on my phone.
What's the passcode to your phone?
Just give me my phone and I'll open it up for you.
He seems to be very concerned about, well, what do you want to look into my cell phone for? Why do you want to find out where the car is that I was driving? He seems to be both willing to give information, deflecting when they get to certain points, but also trying to befriend the officer.
Why are you looking at me to do my passport?
Well, that's what I asked.
No, I said I will open it for you.
Yeah,
but I'm
I'm
not going to give you my passport.
Okay.
Why are you still watching? I don't want to open it then, bro.
You know? Okay.
Not if you staring into me while I'm trying to get my number.
What I'm doing is I'm making sure that you're not going in and deleting anything. That's what my concern is.
Why would I delete something?
You never know with guys. Trust me. It happens.
It boils down to, is this a man who's had a number of run-ins with the law and just doesn't trust them, completely understandable, or is he hiding the truth?
I don't understand how I got suspicious with my own kids, man. These are my kids.
We learned through this early season that cell phone data is not an immediate help to us. We don't have any good information on that for those overnight hours and what was going on.
Where is the car currently?
It's reachable.
Reachable as in?
I can get it to you guys at any time. If you want to search the car, I can bring the car to search.
I received a phone call from a patrol officer that had located a vehicle that was known to be driven by Henry Dinkins. That vehicle was located in front of our library. He parked 2 blocks away from the police station and walked up there, and we have parking right in front of the building. That seems like a concerted effort to conceal your vehicle.
You're breathing kind of heavy, is it? You're just
thinking about my baby. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, it's rough, bro. It's rough. Even though she ain't my biological, but she's still my baby.
What do you think happened?
Big bro, I don't even know. I'm not gonna even try to even put a finger on it. I don't know.
There's a bunch of people right now with the department going out there. We're trying to do what we can.
I hope, pray to God that they find my baby. You know what I mean? Because we need her home.
Definitely.
We need her home.
Yep.
Coming up, authorities speak with another key witness, DL, Briasia's half-brother.
All home was bleaching a knife.
Did you ask him about that?
I was afraid he was going to stab me.
Why were you afraid of your dad?
Because he's mean. Because he lost my sister.
Could he be the key to cracking this whole case? Hey everybody, we're going to get back to the Dinkins episode of Prime Crime in just a minute, but before we do, I have to highlight our incredible partner and sponsor of this episode, Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Look, getting injured, it is scary. It can be a complicated process, and many times, if you're going to take on big insurance companies that sometimes lowball offers, you need a big firm. Enter Morgan & Morgan. And what's really great about them is that they're all about fighting for the compensation you deserve, even if that means having to go to trial. I mean, they don't settle for lowball insurance offers. They've won verdicts at trial in the millions. And one of the best things about Morgan & Morgan is how easy they make it for their clients. They've completely modernized the process. Submitting your claim, uploading documents, signing contracts, talking to your whole legal team. They have over 1,000 attorneys, by the way. It can all be done from your smartphone. That's it. An attorney will review your case in just 8 clicks. By the way, no upfront fee. No, you only pay them if you win. Really not that surprising that over 3 million people call them every year. So look, if you're injured, you can submit a claim at forthepeople.com/primecrime or by dialing #law. That's #529 on your phone.
This is crazy, man.
Yeah.
I'm more hurt for Aisha. I know she feels some type of way behind it. She like, Henry, you should have had more of a watch. I ain't never have to watch my kids like that.
July 2020, Davenport, Iowa. 10-year-old Briasia Terrell disappears from a sleepover with her half-brother DL at the apartment his father, 51-year-old Henry Dinkins, shared with his then-girlfriend Andrea Culberson. After the girl's mother calls police to report her missing, authorities set their sights on Dinkins, and they feel he knows more than he's letting on. So investigators need to speak with someone else who was there the night Briasia disappeared, DL.
Your daddy picked you up last night, and then what happened when Dad got there?
He told me to brush my teeth, and then my sister came. He said she don't mind if he come
Did she want to go with him? Okay.
My nana told her don't go, and she went.
Where'd you go right after Daddy picked you up?
We went to go get him some cigarettes, and then we went to his girlfriend's house.
DL, he's very energetic. He has a wonderful mind, and he remembers things. From talking to his mom, we know that he really idolized his father, but DL also understands that his sister's missing, and he is hurt by that.
What'd you guys do last night?
Played again.
And where were you playing that at?
In the living room.
Okay, who was in the living room with you?
Andrea.
Where was your daddy?
In the room with Bree.
What was he doing in the room with Bree? Was he sleeping?
No.
Was the door open?
Yeah.
Were you sad that he was playing with her and not you?
Yep. We're mad.
One of the things that I noted was the fact that his father was in the bedroom sitting with his sister rather than spending time with him in the living room. I really felt that the observation had a lot of significance to what was going on.
What'd you do after that?
We ate dinner, and then we went to bed, and then I woke up, and then she was gone.
Did you go looking for her?
And then me and my dad, when he got back, and then he told me he was lost.
Did your daddy drive you anywhere?
He went a couple places. He went to go fishing with a couple people.
This morning?
Yeah.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was in the car.
Did you actually see your dad with fishing poles? Or did he tell you he went fishing?
He told me.
To explain to a little kid that's got a million questions, probably about where are we going, what are we doing? If you're Henry Dinkins and you know that you're going back to a body of water, that's at least a logical thing. But DL never talks about seeing fishing poles. He never talks about going fishing. He just was told he was going fishing.
That's when DL shares a shocking detail that sends detectives into a tailspin.
Did you see your dad get anything out of the car?
He grabbed some bleach, and what I saw in his trunk, he pulled it out. It was a knife. And then he washed it off.
Washed it off with what though?
Some bleach and a rag.
When detectives find the motorhome and search it, they do find a squirt bottle of cleaner that contains bleach. They find a machete, and that seems to bolster the credibility of DL's memory.
Do you know where he went fishing? Do you think you could take me that way?
I don't remember that way.
What if I drove you down that way?
It's a long way.
That's okay.
I don't remember.
So,
just the place that he got stuck.
He got stuck? His car
He needed another push.
Was it by the river or by a creek?
Water.
This has got to be red flags just flapping in the air for investigators to say he must have stabbed her to death. And he must have dumped her body by some body of water.
Detective Obert and Detective Hammes loaded him up in a car with Miss Langford, and they said, let's go for a drive. I could not believe the child's like, oh yeah, this business here. Yeah, we passed by this fast food place. Oh yeah, no, back up. No, we turned here.
As investigators continue to search for Breasia, the pain of her disappearance is felt most by her friends and family.
There's behind the scenes type stuff, okay? We're doing search warrants, we're doing pinging the phones, okay? Obviously Henry ain't talking. Everybody is working on it, okay? It doesn't end, okay?
I know, but it's 9:31 and I haven't heard from her. Not okay. I can't go to sleep with that. Like, what the f***? It's 9:30 and she's nowhere.
In this moment, you see the breakdown of this mother who is completely torn by the fact that she will not be able to see her daughter before she lays her head down at night.
We're not stopping looking for your baby, okay? But I can't go to sleep without knowing she's okay. I have not heard from her. I would do anything. Why my baby? Why?
Over a period of time, it starts to set in that this might not be a missing child case. And so investigators have to reposition the way they're thinking. The case goes from where could Breasia have gone to where is her body?
Detectives still need more evidence to tie Dinkins to Briasia's disappearance. Nearly 2 weeks after DL's sister went missing, investigators meet with the 8-year-old once again.
So you know you're safe from your daddy, right?
Yes.
Do you know that everyone just wants to find where Briasia is, right?
Yep.
Including you, right?
Yep.
Let's talk about after dinner. What happened after dinner?
You had to go to bed.
So you locked the front door before you went to bed?
Yep.
So then what happened?
I woke up. He kicked me. Oh, and then I know that him and Brie was walking down the stairs.
Was it light outside or dark outside?
Light.
And how do you know it was him and Brie?
Because I heard Brie's voice.
Where were you when you heard her voice?
In the bedroom.
In the
peeking.
bedroom. Why were you peeking? Was there something going on that you were
Because I was making sure he wasn't doing anything with my sister.
Was he doing anything to your sister? No?
We now have an eyewitness to Mr. Dinkins being responsible for removing Briasia from the apartment, which would counter Mr. Dinkins' statements to law enforcement.
Did your dad tell you not to say anything about something?
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me what your dad didn't want you to say?
Nothing.
Why are you getting mad at me?
I'm not.
Well, you are. Did your daddy say anything about the trailer?
He told me don't tell y'all where the trailer's at.
Why did he not want us to know about it?
Because he was afraid. He said, if you tell anybody that I got a trailer, I'm going to tear you up.
They started pulling video surveillance footage. We are able to start to put together a timeline. He leaves at 3:30. He stopped at the quick shop to get gas in the early morning hours. He parks at the furthest gas pump. We see him go into the convenience store, and he kept looking back out into the parking lot as if he's monitoring what's going on in the car. He arrives back at the apartment right after sunrise. He gathers DL and he leaves.
Where have you been then?
You tell me.
A place where he got stuck. There was dirt, and he had to go. Boom!
He talks about some fishermen had helped push him out of the mud. When we find the location of Henry Dinkins' motorhome, it is by Credit Island Park. It has a causeway that goes out to the island. There is also an overflow lagoon area.
Where's the first place you guys went?
I went to go look for her, and then he called
Where
Mama.
did you go look for her?
Everywhere.
Why don't you want to tell me where he took you?
We get limited phone ping from the Comanche, Iowa cell phone tower. In relation to Davenport, Iowa, it's in a whole nother county. Keep in mind, during that time is when Henry Dinkins was out looking everywhere for her.
I've seen you places with your dad, so I kind of know where you went. Do you remember your dad taking you to any type of store?
No.
With that cell phone hitting there, that took law enforcement to the store where we got video. We have him buying Clorox at the Clinton Walmart. He gets there a little before 7 a.m. in the morning.
I'm just making sure I get this right. You saw your sister in
I'm
the...
tired of people asking me.
You are the key to finding your sister. You want to bring her home?
Yep, hashtag bring Bree home.
When we return, what really happened to Briasia Terrell?
They've got to figure out where her body is, because her body will give them all of the information as to what happened to her. Was she murdered? Could this have been an accident?
I know I blames me because I should have had more watch on. I know my baby mama is like furious at me. Like, I never seen her this mad at me, ever. Yeah. But she got reasons.
Iowa investigators suspect sex offender Henry Dinkins had something to do with the July 2020 disappearance of 10-year-old Briasia Terrell, his son DL's half-sister. But a discovery 8 months into the investigation will change everything.
The Davenport Police Department was contacted by the Clinton County Sheriff's Department in regarding to the discovery of human remains near DeWitt.
In March of 2021, a group of fishermen stumbled across a skull. there would have been so much overgrowth that no one could barely even see the pond, yet alone a body. But after the winter, that's when this very horrific discovery was made.
An autopsy on the remains was conducted. We've received confirmation that the remains are those of Breasia Terrell.
DL had talked about how his father had gone to an area where it was wooded and there was water. There's a place called Kunau Implement that's out by the area of this pond, and that child described it, and he was right on the money.
She's shot in the lower part of her jaw, and then a bullet traveled down a couple of her vertebrae in her spine, and then a bullet went through her right shoulder, and then another bullet likely grazed off of it. And then you can picture what you think a monster looks like, because a monster shot this little girl in the face.
After they found her body, Miss Langford said that she went out there and she just felt the presence of her daughter putting her arms around her and saying, "Mommy, you found me. I'm here. Everything's okay now."
Now, detectives need to put the rest of the pieces of the puzzle together.
We had surveillance of him at different locations in his car, one of which was the Quick Stop gas station. That puts him in a certain location with Breasia because they believe her to be inside the car at the time.
Almost simultaneously, investigators get another huge break.
We got a phone call that you had some information that you wanted to share with us. Tell me everything that you can possibly remember.
My buddy was asking me that because when I was over at his house last night, I said, "You know what's weird about them finding that body up there or whatever?" I said, "Last fall." And I said, "I can't remember the date." I said, "I pulled a black man out of the ditch there in the morning, like 4:30 in the morning."
Law enforcement does find one witness they believe can place Henry Dinkins in the area of the murder.
What color was the car?
Almost positive it was red.
I can guarantee it was an Impala. So I got on the 4-lane and I went about a half mile around the corner, and a black man jumped out in the road in front of me and waved his arms. He said he was stuck in the ditch and asked if I could pull him out. So he got in my truck, I took him down about another half mile, and there I seen his car in the ditch, and it was towards the south end of that pond. His trunk was facing, he was skewed just a little bit off the edge of the ditch.
That was a critical piece of evidence because we had the chunks of mud that got caught up underneath the undercarriage of the vehicle that later then identified as being inclusive to soil samples that were collected from that area after her body was discovered.
I just spun around and backed up to him and I pulled him out. I asked him what the hell he was doing up here. Yeah, he said he made a wrong turn. Was there someone else in the truck? No.
This morning, Henry Earl Dinkins was charged in the death of 11-year-old Breasia Terrell. Murder first degree, kidnapping first degree.
All the evidence seems to add up to the chilling conclusion that Henry Dinkins killed Breasia Terrell. But why?
There was the belief that she was sexually abused, and that's why she was murdered. But the sex abuse offense was not charged. Because of the state of decomposition, there was no ability to be able to recover any type of DNA evidence.
In August 2023, Henry Dinkins is set to go to trial in front of a jury, but instead, he makes a surprising move.
We were in there early that morning and waiting for the clerks to, call in all the jurors. One of the court attendants comes up. She said, "Miss Cunningham, defense counsel needs to talk to you." Mr. Freeze said, "Mr. Dinkins wants to waive jury trial." And I said, "What?"
Every person facing a criminal charge has the right to be tried by a jury of their peers, but that right can also be waived and they can ask for a bench trial. A jury would probably hear that sex offender status and not think of anything else.
With the case now being decided by the judge, the trial of Henry Dinkins begins.
It was a normal evening. When Miss Culberson went to sleep, she knew of Mr. Dinkins was there in the living room on the couch. At 3 a.m. in the morning, she woke up. Mr. Dinkins wasn't there and Breasia wasn't there. Now at 3:30 a.m., she heard Mr. Dinkins very quietly come up into the apartment. He collects something from the closet and then he leaves. Somewhere around 5:45, Mr. Deakins returns to the apartment. Where's Breasia? There's no Breasia.
There was so much detail in this investigation, and everything was about timelines and videos and stuff. I said, what we've got to do is we've got to make everything very visual.
The evidence in this case is overwhelming, and the conclusions are clear. The child was taken from that apartment by a man who was not her father. She was sexually assaulted, and then that child was murdered. And based on all of this, the state is asking you to find Mr. Deakins guilty of murder and kidnapping in the first degree.
The state calls Andrea Culberson, Dinkins' former live-in girlfriend, to the stand. She was there the night Breasia disappeared.
After you fell asleep, was there any point in the night that you woke up?
It was like at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I kind of glanced over, so I saw that she was not there.
What did you do next?
First thing I did was try to call him. It rang and it went to voicemail. And then like a half hour later, I hear a key. And then heard someone softly coming up the stairs. When I saw him, he had on a whole different outfit. And I was like, what's going on? Where are you going? What's going on? And he's like, I'll be back. And it just seemed weird to me.
And was Mr. Deakins offering any explanation at all?
No.
What went through your mind?
Besides my stomach ripping to pieces, a lot of things. Fear, anger, confusion.
Then, the prosecution's star witness takes the stand, Breasia's half-brother DL, who's now 11 years old. He recounts accompanying his father the morning Breasia disappeared.
Henry came back and got you, and you guys went out to the maroon Impala. Once you got into that vehicle, where do you go?
Walmart.
When Henry got back to the Impala, did he have anything with him?
Bleach.
So after you left Walmart, is that when you went to this dirt road?
Yes.
Did anybody get out of the car at that time?
Henry.
What did you see him do?
Pour bleach. Buy some bushes.
The prosecution was able to cherry pick some consistent statements to say, this is what happened. This is what he saw. Henry Dinkins was trying to destroy evidence.
But during cross-examination, DL drops a bombshell.
What do you recall? Us three there. At the location where Breasia was killed? Yes. You didn't testify to that today, right? Yes. Because that's not true, right? If you say it's not true. I'm asking you. I guess. Either you were there when she was killed or you weren't. I said, I guess. I don't accept that answer, sir. I was there. Damn. Your testimony today is you saw Henry Dinkins shoot your sister. Yes.
For the defense, DL goes up there and says, I saw Henry Dinkins shoot Breasia, where it was completely impossible based on the investigation. That helped the defense.
Isn't it true that you only come up with this story after you heard someone else talk about it? No. You didn't overhear police or your mom talking about how Breasia was killed and come up with this story? I talk about what I saw, not what they talking about, what I saw. Okay. Not them.
My perception was that the child got mad and said that because he was angry at defense. And I think everybody in the courtroom who was watching it, nobody believed that the child saw that.
You're angry at your father, right? Yes. And you're angry at your father because you think he hurt your sister, right? Yes. And you're here today to offer testimony to make sure that he's held accountable for doing that, right? Yes. And you're going to say whatever you need to say to make sure that happens, aren't you? Yes.
Dinkins' defense focused on the lack of physical evidence tying him to the crime.
Moving on to the RV that was found there, was Breasia Terrell's DNA located anywhere that you tested?
Yes, there was one item where when I compared Miss Terrell, her DNA did match, and this was a pair of underwear from inside a plastic bag. Blood and semen were not detected on that item.
Other than that DNA that was discovered in that plastic bag, Ms. Terrell's DNA is found nowhere on the items that you tested, right?
I did not have any support for inclusion for Miss Terrell.
As far as, blood evidence within the car and blood evidence on any of those things, no, we didn't find it. Would you like to have more physical evidence? Absolutely you would.
On Mr. Dinkins' person, no DNA of Ms. Terrell was located, correct?
Correct.
And on any clothing that was taken from Mr. Dinkins, there was no DNA from Ms. Terrell, correct?
Miss Terrell was excluded from the one stain that I sent on for DNA testing. That is correct.
When they found her skeletal remains and the clothing, there was an area on her little black shorts to show discoloration as if Clorox was poured there. Clorox or bleach destroys DNA. You tie that into DL's testimony, into the fact that he traveled 30-some miles away to buy Clorox. That tells its own story. The problem is we can't come out and definitively say that it was bleach because it had been out in the elements.
It didn't make sense, at least in the defense's eyes. How could this man be so sophisticated to basically hoodwink law enforcement and there be no forensics found?
I'll just cut right to the chase. Every item that you tested, there was no bleach found on any of it, right? Correct.
I think that withstanding a foot of snow and a couple rainstorms, I think that is more than enough to remove any sort of resemblance of bleach.
They want you to decide this case on emotion. They want you to decide the case with cameras and media in the courtroom, all the officers sitting here, rather than this circumstantial evidence case that they want you to believe. Are you totally convinced that Henry Dinkins committed these crimes? Are you firmly and fully satisfied that the evidence that's been presented before you is enough to say that Henry Dinkins committed these crimes?
For the defense, it came down to the precision of cleaning probably not just one, but multiple crime scenes, that no evidence could be found in this short window of Henry supposedly driving from place to place, grabbing his son DL and driving around some more as he destroyed evidence.
This is not a whodunit. This is who proved it. Reasonable doubt is all over this case, and there's only one verdict here.
Surprisingly, the defense calls no witnesses, and Dinkins exercises his right not to testify.
They made it very, very clear that they were not trying to put forward an alternate theory in this case. They were merely saying the prosecution didn't prove the case.
Nearly 2 weeks after the trial, the judge issues his verdict. Guilty on all counts.
When the judge rendered the verdict, it was obviously the best serving of justice for one of the most horrible things that human beings will probably observe. And I was happy for Aisha to be able to have the closure that she had been waiting for.
Mr. Dinkins, it's unconscionable that you would take such actions to murder a 10-year-old child who was entrusted to your care. It is very clear to this court that you have no conscience or remorse for your actions. This history, coupled with the horrific nature of these offenses against his own child's sister, requires that this defendant be removed from society for the protection of society. It is the judgment and sentence of this court that you be committed to the custody of the Iowa Department of Corrections for the rest of your natural life without the possibility of parole.
Closure doesn't exist here in this case. Justice doesn't exist here in this case. You didn't just take away my baby's life, you took away everything from me. My family's sense of security, laughs, health, and potential. You took my baby girl from me and just gunned her down like she was nothing and left her and never said a word at all.
Aisha, the damage to her soul, the damage to both of the boys, the damage to the grandmother's soul, they'll never overcome it. The question being, how do they adjust? And the real worry is DL. I mean, my gosh, an 8-year-old child, this child has lost his sister and his father murdered her. How does a child come to terms with that?
I thought hearing you get a life sentence with no possibility of parole will help me sleep at night, and it just doesn't. Whatever you get won't be enough because peace, understanding, and forgiveness will never come.
Now, at the time of this recording, we have reached the 3-year anniversary of the day that Breasia Terrell was finally found. This case is just another example of a life cut way too short and a reminder of the dangers that children constantly face in this world. That's all we have for you here on Prime Crime, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jesse Weber, and until next time, stay safe.